So Kikuchi, the all-star representative for the Angels, his 19th start now, and they're wearing those sweet throwback unis today. I like those.
The Wally Joiners.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Wally Joyner in 1987, so those look like 1987 unis there.
Yeah, now we're waiting for the official start time. I guess Kikuchi got out there and got going and was ready even just a smidge early. So now we're set to go. The left-hander against Sam Haggerty, switch hitter batting right-handed, and the first pitch to him is upstairs, ball one. 76 glorious degrees here in Anaheim, California, and not a cloud in the sky. And Haggerty swings through a strike. It's 1-1. So Sam leading it off, 248 average, a couple of homers, 11 driven in. He did pinch hit yesterday, an 0 for 1, and he swings through a slider that time for strike two. Kikuchi has been on a really nice run. It's his first year with the Angels, his 1-2 pitch, and that's very high, in and out of the glove of d'Arnaud. 2-2. First year with the Angels, 7th in the big leagues as he came over from Japan. But his home starts here. I mean, he's just been unreal here. You see the numbers since May 1st. Very good all the way around. And that is outside. It's a full count.
I wonder if it's the angle that we're seeing the pitches from here in Anaheim, but the slider doesn't look like it has a lot of bite to it early in this game.
Yeah, and we do not have the direct view behind the pitcher as we do now in so many places. It's offset a little.
Is it just, it's spinning, but it's not moving.
Right. Well, payoff. And Haggerty.
That one moved a lot.
Yeah, that one definitely was darting. And Haggerty takes a little damage on that foul ball. Walk that one off. That stinks. Not a way you want to start a ball game. And now Matt Lucero, head athletic trainer, jogging over there. Bruce Bochy out of the dugout as well. So they want to make sure that everything's okay here with Haggerty. I mean, not uncommon, of course, to see a guy foul one off himself and be in a great deal of pain. But when you see a guy take as much time as he's taking and walking away the way he did, I think you do take a little more notice. Now he's indicating he's okay.
I wonder what the percentage of pain versus numbness is. That you have no feeling. I know it hurts, but also just trying to get the feeling back in your ankle or foot.
Right, that initial shock, how your body handles it.
Well, this one, better spin on that, and then, oof. Didn't get him in the foot, got him above the foot.
I'm going to say almost in the ankle bone on the inside of his left leg. Okay, 7th pitch of the at-bat, and he'll shoot it down the right side, foul. So it's a great battle that he's giving here out of the leadoff spot. I've enjoyed it when Haggerty's hit out of that leadoff position. I feel like there are nights where we really see the offense churn pretty well. He does a good job of setting the table and just helping the next guys see some pitches. Bounces it up the middle, off Kikuchi's glove. He scrambles after it, and that was a Charlie Brown moment. Haggerty is on with an infield hit, but that hardly tells the story. Glove went flying. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
There's a lot of movement here after it hit his glove. Slip, throw the glove, somersault, on the knees.
I mean, begs the question, how did he keep both shoes on? I mean, we laugh now. He's upright and moving around. But I mean, and it looks like we're not the only ones laughing. Everybody having a little fun, even his interpreter out there. This might be less painful and a little more embarrassing
Yeah.
right now for Kikuchi.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, everything looks fine. Just maybe a little ego.
Now, you're fond of telling me from time to time that the pitchers
Yeah.
are the best athletes on the field.
You tell me a position player could do that. You ever seen a position player throw a glove,
Fair.
go down a mound, and then kind of somersault and then end up on their knees with the hat off?
You make a really good point. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Yeah.
Ask Corey Seager to do that.
That was an awesome way to start the game. So now, if I'm Haggerty, I might think about running. Except that you got Corey Seager up there, and Seager swings and misses at the fastball. That's the problem when you're the leadoff hitter on this team, is you don't want to vacate first base with Seager batting behind you. You want him to get some pitches. See the numbers for Corey so far this year. And he fouls that back. 0-2. 11 home runs. Only 25 RBIs. What if I told you in spring training that we'd be a week into July and Corey Seager would have 25 RBIs? You think I was nuts?
I would say the only way that happened is if he's missed at least half of the first half of the season.
Okay, well, you cheated. You cheated right there.
But if he's been healthy, I'd say, something is not going right.
Yeah. Got 1-2 now to Corey. 245 average. Getting on base at a pretty good clip, as you might expect. 348 on base average. Haggerty leaning, and he'll draw a throw. So Kikuchi's already 11 pitches into the ball game. He's done a lot of work. He's gotten undressed, dressed again. There's a breaking ball low and away. 2-2. Mentioned that he's been really good at home. Kikuchi, 8 career starts here. 3-1 with a 1.12 ERA in this ballpark. And he's run the count full to Seager, just as he did with Haggerty.
Well, the Rangers saw a lot of pitches yesterday in the first inning and were able to score a run off of the 30-plus pitches. Doing a good job of seeing a lot of pitches. Hopefully they can do some damage here in the first.
There goes the runner, and that one is pounded deep out to center. Adele is back. It is gone! Seager takes Kikuchi to straightaway center, and the Rangers jump out 2-0. No question when that left the bat that it would land on the other side of the fence.
Boy, this is a great start for the Texas Rangers, and here's another one of those breaking balls. It's not consistently breaking the way Kikuchi wants it to break. Seager sees it out of the hand, recognizes it, and crushes it 110 miles an hour to dead center field.
Semien, he'll go after the first pitch. A curveball that time. And fouls it off. So a 2-0 start for the Rangers. Which would suggest that he was falling, faster, I think, than his body was expecting. And I just saw him shake out his wrist of his pitching hand.
Okay.
I wonder if might have gotten a little jammed up on that thing. The 2-1. Swing and a miss.
So even though that slider there, I get it. He got a swing and miss. I'm not trying to harp on this, but it doesn't look that sharp to me tonight.
I'm with you. 2-2, and that's grounded shortstop. Neto with a long throw, but he gets it there in time, and Semien's retired, one away.
Let's look at the Angels' defense tonight. In the outfield, you have Ward, Adele, and Solar. In the infield, Stevens, Neto, Rengifo, Shonowell, and d'Arnaud doing the catching behind the plate. Nailed all the names, Dave.
Right.
Got them all.
You've been doing that Duolingo for Spanish,
I know.
but you might look into French. Dropping a Darno out there like it was nothing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's not spelt like Darno. Because I was like, Dave, help me out here before this game. Because it's funny, I hear the name, I'm like, yeah, Darno. And then you write it down, you're like, wait, there's no way I'm going to say Darno on this, is there?
Garcia waiting on a one-strike pitch. And he'll take it high. Ooh, Kikuchi, maybe that was interesting, right? We see that. Guys walk off after delivering a pitch. It's not that he was upset that it was called a ball. He's a little upset right now that his mechanics are failing him. Just trying to get settled in.
That changeup, he's thrown into this game before, 231 of those. 224 against right-handed hitters. So you are not going to see, if you're a left-handed hitter, you can eliminate this pitch. If you're a right-handed hitter, he's going to throw this pitch.
Ball and 2 strikes to El Bombi. It was 1 for 4 yesterday. Kikuchi's done a good job of getting ahead of hitters, but then this happens. Misses with a fastball. 2-2. Falls behind, and he dug some pretty deep counts.
This is good to see from the Rangers. Not only 2 on the board, but pitch count up in the first inning, making a guy work hard for his outs.
In the air down the right side, foul, and down a play.
Do you think pitchers, they kind of turn away from the catcher catching the ball after they throw it because of the pitch clock, and it gives them an extra 2 seconds to maybe kind of vent to themselves?
Oh, interesting, right? Okay.
Because it doesn't start till you get the ball back, right?
Yeah. 2-2. And that's a little bit low. So here we go again, a full count. He got out ahead of Garcia, ball and 2 strikes, and Adolis has worked it back full. 25 pitches already for Kikuchi. 2-0 Rangers on the Seager homer, if you're just joining us. And a chopper down the third base side, foul.
Well, the more pitches you see, the better your timing should be at the plate.
And he's seen just about everything in this at-bat so far. 10 homers, 49 RBIs for Garcia. And that is out to right field. Coming in on it is Soler, and he'll make the catch just as he entered the sunlight. And so that's the second out of the inning. Wyatt Langford now. Beautiful night.
So far in this game, 27 pitches, 17 sliders, 5 fastballs. 3 curves, 2 changeups.
Wait, 5 fastballs? That's it?
Yeah.
How many of those are strikes? Because it seems like they keep missing, like that one right there. Outside.
That will be his 6th fastball, and he's throwing 2 for a strike.
Okay, yeah. He's not, and maybe that's by design, I don't know, but he hasn't been getting it in for strikes. The 1-0, and there's the curveball. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you sit slider here if he throws a hanging slider, or do you sit fastball?
Well, I think as a hitter, you're probably sitting fastball. It's fouled back. The slider, though.
Yeah, I would have set slider there.
Well, I mean,
you get to pick. You're 2-0. You're ahead in the count.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
If he throws a fastball, you can't pull the trigger, so you take a strike. But
it is the pitch right now that he's obviously the most comfortable throwing. Here's a 2-1, and that's ripped down to third. Stevens is there, and the inning is over. But a good start to this one for the Rangers. They make Kikuchi work. They got him deep in counts, and then Corey Seager took. at first base. Mike Trout DHing bats third. It's Ward, Adele, and Jorge Soler in the middle. Rengifo at second. D'Arnaud does the catching. And Chad Stevens at third base will bat ninth.
The now 5-time All-Star on the mound for the Texas Rangers. First-time All-Star in a Rangers uniform. Jacob deGrom, 101 and a third innings pitched, has 100 Ks, only 21 walks, 191 batting average against the Arsenal. This 9-2 record, fastball, slider, change, and curve. And he has the 6th most strikeouts in the major leagues this year on that slider.
Well, always a pleasure to watch him work. And spotted to an early 2-0 lead. And looks like they're having pitch comm issues before they even start. I suppose better to get it out of the way now. So they'll signal into the bench and try and get that fixed.
It always works for the infielders, though, right?
What is funny, right?
Like they never say, "Hey, my," you know, like the
I don't think
infielders
we've ever
have them.
seen that, right?
Yeah, like Seager never said, "Hey, my pitch comm's not working."
Yeah, it is interesting. Right, if it ever goes down, it's always the pitcher.
Yeah, I wonder how many people watching right now don't know that the infielders have that in there too. They know what pitch is coming.
Yeah, you can have, what is it, a total of 5 out there beyond the catcher.
Yeah.
And so most teams just use all 4 infielders. So they know what's coming and how to react. All right, now we're good. And the first pitch, 98 right on the edge, strike 1. I don't need no pitch comm to tell me that is a good pitch. Throw that again. Neto 265. And he'll take the slider away, 92. 13 home runs, though, for Neto. Angel shortstop having a pretty nice year. He waves and misses at the slider there.
All 3 pitches away. Let's see if Jacob deGrom stays away here or runs one on the other corner inside.
It's outside, 2-2. Jacob has looked like he's wanted to work with a little up-tempo here. This one lined out over third base. That is into left field. Neto hustling out of the box, goes for 2. Here comes the throw, not in time. Neto with his 17th double of the year.
Well, this is 100 miles an hour, and it runs inside here. Give Neto a lot of credit. That's not a bad pitch. He pulls his hands in. Watch the hands pull in and get the barrel to the ball. And because you can see right there that Langford is playing a little bit more towards the gap and had a long way to go to get to that ball.
So immediately the Angels have something brewing, and Nolan Shotwell fouls that one off for strike 1. Shotwell, 264 hitter. And he's doing more of his good work against right-handed pitching this year. He's the only left-handed hitter in the lineup. There is the switch hitter Rengifo, who will bat left-handed against deGrom. 0-2 the count. Now, Jacob, lately you've pointed this out, Mike, that the changeup that he's used to left-handed hitters has been so good, so nasty.
Yeah.
And he's not going to have an opportunity a whole lot tonight. I wonder if he'll bust one out right here. Just because he can. 0-2. And he went with a slider. Slow bounder to first, and that one is handled cleanly by Berger for out number 1. Does get the runner to third.
The Rangers defense tonight, you saw Langford in left already. You have Hellman in center, Garcia in right, Duran, Seager on the left side of the infield, Simeon and Berger on the right side, and Jonah Hine doing the catching.
All right, thanks to Vivint, our Rangers defense. Third, and Trout Sends that out to left field. That might not be deep enough. Langford up with it. The throw to the plate will be offline. Neto tags. He scores. That's a sacrifice fly for Trout. And the Angels get one of the runs right back.
Yeah. Mike Trout doesn't wait. This isn't that deep. Langford moving a little bit towards center field when he caught the ball, so he wasn't able to line up his body well enough to throw a strike. It was going to have to be a perfect throw to get him out.
Yeah, it just, because it was hit on a line, didn't have time to
he's moving,
get over there and set up.
Moving glove side too much.
So the base is empty now for Taylor Ward. Run across for the Angels. Ward, man, what a first half for him. Pops this one up, though. Berger into foul ground, and he'll make the catch. And the inning is over. The Angels get a run back. We'll go to the second tonight here in Anaheim, where the Rangers lead it 2-1.
And communities to help in the days and years to come, and we continue to keep all those impacted in our thoughts and prayers.
It's just such a sad tragedy that has befallen those folks on the center of the state, and it's one felt by everybody, not just in Texas but around the country. And it was one of those stories. It's horrifying to see what has happened. Well, and to the extent that any of us could do anything to help. Of course, I think we're all looking for ways to extend our condolences and support to those affected. Just terrible. As Berger lifts one into right field, and that is the first out of the inning, following the Jonah base hit. Underway in the second inning with the Rangers here leading 2-1. Boy, for Kikuchi, I mean, that first inning was a real slog. But then he gets, Heim singles right out of the gate there on one pitch. Berger flies out on the next pitch. It feels like two entirely different styles of game now. Durant, he'll take a strike. Probably wise to take a pitch.
Well, and that's one of the few fastballs. It's early in the game. One of the few fastballs that Kikuchi has executed the way he wanted it to be executed.
Duran getting extra time at third base these days. That's where he starts tonight. It's like a curveball in there. Average at 152 for Zeke. And surprisingly, still looking for that first home run this season. just 2 years ago when he was, arguably, I don't know if he was the MVP of the first half for the Rangers, but boy, he was darn close. The way he filled in mostly for Corey Seager and was driving in runs, hitting balls over the fence. He was a revelation. It's been a bit of a struggle, though, last year and again this year.
Coming off the bench and playing every fourth day, it's tough.
Yeah, when he was making those great contributions, of course, he was playing basically every day.
Yeah.
And so you're right. It's been a different role since then.
And with the Josh Young injury last year, it looked like he was going to do it again, but then Josh Smith took off and you couldn't take him out of the lineup.
This one off the handle, a little looper to second, and Rengifo catches it for the second out of the inning. So Heim stays at first. Boy, it looked like a real promising start to the inning. A base runner on one pitch. So it'll bring up Michael Hellman. Has not had an at bat in the last 4 games. Last we saw him was Tuesday back home against Baltimore, so nearly a week. First pitch to Hellman. He fouls that one back. Well, Michael getting the start in center field today. He's 0 for 2 as a Ranger, but he's also walked twice. So he's gotten on base a handful of times. In fact, every other time that he's come to bat. And that's a little low. That was a pretty good pitch, but like Darno wasn't able to sell it.
No, he got above the ball instead of underneath the ball. So when you watch the glove here, this is why they want catchers moving up to the ball. He gives them a target up, so he wanted that ball above the zone, so he had to move down to that ball, and he buried it.
Well, that's fouled straight down. Hellman may have taken that one off the leg, but we'll have a second to walk it off. Hellman, the Rangers are his third organization this year. He began the season with St. Louis, and then was a waiver claim. The Pirates took him back in May, and they had him for a very short period of time. They designated him for assignment as well, and a couple days later, the Rangers claimed him, sent him to AAA. And that is kind of a fun note right there. The first Ranger to record a run and a walk in each of his first 2 games with plate appearances as a Ranger since 2009. 1-2 pitch, and it's pounded straight down again.
Just keep working, keep making them throw pitches. You have an all-star on the mound, a lefty. Rangers have had issues with left-handed pitchers this year. It's a lot to ask to get the pitch count to 50 in this inning, as this will be pitch 43. But if you can get it to 45 possibly by the end of this inning after 2 innings, it makes it tough for Kikuchi to pitch late into this game.
Comes the offering to Hellman. It's up again. Another fastball that's just not that competitive. 2-2. Heim with a small lead, and Hellman lifts that into right field. Soler has it measured, and he makes the catch. That'll end the inning. We've played 1.5 tonight in Anaheim with the Rangers on top, 2-1. We got a good guy on the mound to maybe extend that run. Joe Adele leading it off in this second inning for the Angels, and he swings through a strike. He's having a nice year. Adele with 19 home runs and 52 RBIs. Perhaps starting to fulfill the lofty expectations that were placed on him early in his career. Big, strong, athletic guy. And I think almost limitless potential. But he was rushed.
Yeah.
And that could be tough.
He came up in the COVID year in 2020 at 21 years old.
Bounces one shortstop. Good pick over there and throw by Seager. He made that plant and knew that he didn't have a lot of time to get Adele. Got rid of it quickly, one away.
Yeah, Odell, good athlete, got down the line quickly. Backhand play, gets rid of it quick. This is a really nice job by Berger. Plays the nice hop and then gets out of the way just in time.
Jorge Soler now, right fielder. And he did not look comfortable. That curveball gave him a little shake leg there, but it missed low. Fastball, he hits it hard out to left field. Langford racing back, and that one will bounce off the fence. Soler's 12th double of the year.
Well, he jumps on this pitch right here, right down the middle at 98. And luckily, this didn't get elevated. At 111 miles an hour. Just a line drive. Langford does a nice job of playing it off the wall. Throws it to second, but no play there.
So Rengifo, the hitter, switch hitter, batting left-handed, and he swings over the top of a slider. 226 average for Rengifo. He has not had a great year at the plate. Watch one a little bit high, 1-1. So these opportunities with Rengifo and earlier with Shanawell, I'm just sitting here waiting for the changeup. I just want to see it. The 1-2, and that is pulled foul. Looks like the Angels in general, they're ready and waiting on that fastball.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job. Their at-bats have been solid at-bats tonight. And this ball gets in on the kitchen, but look how hard Rengifo works to just get a little wood on that ball.
And the dirt. 2-2. John back there. Jonah keeping it in front.
Yeah, so far no changeups in the game.
Yeah. I think we got to get one here against Rengifo. Maybe he's saving it for the second time.
Yeah.
2-2 on the way. And that one is in and out of the mitt of Heim.
No, nothing you can do there. You just hope it sticks in the mitt.
So DeGrom ready again. Looks back at Soler. And that is outside.
That was the first one. Give Rengifo a lot of credit. He's battled in this at-bat.
First changeup of the night. DeGrom. That sun looks like it's bright right in his eyes. Little chopper, second base. And that's a routine play for Simeon. 2 down, or rather a 2 away now in the second inning. With ground ball separated by that double by Soler. And that gives us time here for Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right here is Travis d'Arnaud. Grom's first pitch to him. That is low and outside. Southern California kid, born in nearby here in Long Beach. Now lives in Los Alamitos. You know what that means, Los Alamitos?
I do not.
It means the Alamitos. If my Spanish is correct, I think that's what that means.
I was wondering what Alamitos meant, but sure.
Don't think I'm wrong with 2-0. And that's lifted deep out to left field. Will there be room? Langford is back. It is gone. Travis d'Arnaud has had the Rangers' number in recent years, and he takes DeGrom deep to give the Angels a 3-2 lead.
Well, this is a surprising start from Jacob DeGrom. Just a breaking ball, I believe, at 93 that doesn't break. And just over the wall.
So, base is empty now for Chad Stevens. He'll take 100 that time off the outside. Maybe DeGrom with a little rage pitch right there, putting a little more behind it. Just the 5th big league game for Stevens, and he'll watch a strike 1-1. Another one at 100. So now it's just straight gas.
Well, and Jacob is one of those guys that can do this. He can just throw all fastballs. He's so good at spotting it and changing locations.
Here's a 1-2 and a swing and a miss. All fastballs, and it just overpowers Stevens, his first strikeout of the night. But Travis d'Arnaud's 2-run home. On the road doesn't mean you can't throw out that City Connect look. It's a vibe for that dude. Let's get to work here in the 3rd. And Haggerty takes strike 1. Remember, Haggerty gave us pretty much the greatest play of the night tonight with that comebacker to Kikuchi. Kikuchi very high with that one, 1-1. Cat playing with a ball of yarn. She's got to send it back up the middle and watch the The cat-like reflexes of Kikuchi. A bouncer left side. That's a tough play. The throw is offline, and it's another infield hit for Haggerty. Great job by Neto to even get over there and have a play on that. But Haggerty 2 for 2.
It hits us off the end of the bat. Stevens gets a glove on it. Neto with the off-balance throw, but Haggerty was going to beat this out, even if it was a perfect throw. But nice reaction and backhand throw there.
Seager, he had the big 2-run homer in the first inning, and he was taking a home run cut at that one. 12 long balls now for Corey. And he's had the power bat going lately. Of course, yesterday, drove the Rangers run with a double early on, and now takes outside. Yeah, he did not go. 1-1 our TXU Energy power stats. Most home runs against the Angels since 22. Brent Rooker leads the way with 14. Jose Ramirez, but then there's Seager and Kyle Tucker with a dozen each. And I'm sure he'd be happy to add more tonight even.
I'd love it. What's impressive is that Ramirez is on there and he's not in the American League West.
True.
The other three guys, you get 12, 13 plus games a year against those teams, and he's getting 6.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Ramirez, he'll do that to a team, though. The 2-1. That's tight. I still think he's one of the most underrated players in the game, Jose Ramirez. I don't think the Angels overrate him. I think they have probably a pretty healthy respect for him.
Yeah, his numbers against the Angels must be tremendous.
That's low, ball 4. So Kikuchi pretty careful there with Seager. And that's great for the Rangers because now they have 2 base runners. Great chance for Marcus Semien to see possibly answer the 2 runs that the Angels just scored in the bottom of the second. Marcus grounded out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Kikuchi's first offering a swing and a miss. They still have those little slivers of sunlight that pour through across the infield, but no longer bothering any of the pitchers. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2.
Slider up, slider down. Does he try to beat him with the fastball here or stick with the slider?
My guess is the fastball's coming. You don't have the benefit of sitting anything if you're Semien right here. 2 men out there. And Kikuchi threatens Haggerty but doesn't throw.
Looked a little bit weird, to be honest. Balkish.
Balkish, yes. Here's the 0-2. He went with the slider. 3 straight now. Does he do it again?
Well, he's thrown, according to this chart, 17 fastballs today. So he's not pumping in a lot of fastballs.
One, 2. And he gets him on a sinker that time.
Has a changeup. Has 87. Just read wrong.
Not buying it?
Yeah, that wasn't a fastball. Let's take a look at our All-State good hands. And we flash back to Adolis Garcia against Kikuchi.
We lined out in the first inning. So he hit the ball hard, but didn't get anything out of it. Definitely see him elevating one the other way here. And he elevates that the other way, but foul. Strike 1.
Just to let you know, the sinker, he throws it at 93 miles an hour. Changeup at 86,
Gotcha.
and that was 87. So.
Yeah. He's closing in on 60 pitches now. think I mentioned this to you the other day in San Diego, but we will be ready.
Yes.
As they do get back here, these foul balls. It's just a spectacular perch for broadcasting these games up here. And that one's lined out to right field. That should get down. It does. Base hit. Around third base, Haggerty. He'll score. Seager moves to third on the base hit by Garcia. And Adolis has tied this game. The RBI single makes it 3-3.
What a great job of hitting here. That ball is more than a foot outside. And he just reaches out with his arms and lays it out into right field at 74 miles an hour. But to get to that pitch, that was Vladimir Guerrero-like.
That's fantastic when you can execute it.
Yeah.
And the key there was that he wasn't trying to pull that, right? He tries to pull that, and he doesn't even come close to hitting it. Langford tries to pull this one. Got way underneath it. And that is out number 2. It'll pop up to Neto. Nowhere for Seager to go, that's for sure.
Well, you want this other run, but the other thing you have to look at here is Kikuchi's thrown 60 pitches already in 3 innings. He hasn't even got to the complete 3 innings. You'd love to see him be out of this game going into the 6th. Hopefully earlier than that, but...
Yeah. Well, it's trending that way, certainly. But a chance for Heim to add a little more to the odometer for Kikuchi. That is off the plate for a ball. Jonah singled on the first pitch he saw in the second. Ball smashed foul. Goodness.
.109 on the exit velo there.
It's funny. Sometimes, like, that's really hard. Sometimes it feels or sounds or both like it's mismeasured. I mean, it just sounded like a different caliber. Goodness. 1-1, and that's pulled down the third baseline, knocked down by Stevens, but there will be no play. Heim is on with his second hit of the night. It brings a run to the plate, and the Rangers indeed have answered those 2 runs. They retake the lead 4-3.
What a huge 2-out hit here for Jonah Heim as he pulled one foul. This one he keeps fair, breaking ball. Down the third baseline, Stevens dives for it, gets a glove on it, but can't come up with it clean. Man, the Rangers like scoring runs when Jacob deGrom's on the mound.
I mean, it's like they definitely go hand in hand. Now Kikuchi gets a visit, and this is a little conversation to give him a break, but also discuss what to do perhaps here with Berger. Everybody was in on that one. 63 pitches into his evening. Four runs on 6 hits for the Rangers, 3 runs on 3 hits for the Angels. Early on here, game 1 of this 4-game series. We'll be basically spending the week here in Anaheim. Berger flew out to right field in the second inning. He fouls that back for a strike. Jake was 2 for 3 yesterday. It was one of those weird nights. Nothing really going for the Rangers last night, except for Jake Berger. And he had a nice series down there in San Diego. 5 for 10. It's up. 1-1. Kikuchi just has not had an easy inning tonight. Pitch to Berger, and he fouls that one back.
Let's see if he goes with that same changeup he went to with Simeon here.
Garcia and Heim off second and first, respectively, and Kikuchi checks on him. That's a disengagement, and then wants a new pitch from his catcher. The 1-2. And he got him swinging. Pitch in the dirt, though. Darno will throw it down to first to complete the strikeout. Inning is over, but the Rangers retake the lead.
Now the Rangers get 2 big runs in the third inning. The first one, Adolis reaching way
fixed, and now I feel like he's starting to have fun playing the game again.
I bet it's pretty fun when you can throw 100 and then white dude's out with a slider, or maybe just make a left-hander look lost with one of those change-ups. I bet it is fun.
When he was saying he was pitching with pain and issues, Laura, was that last year, early this year? Is that
before that Tommy John?
Okay, so in April of 23, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
This is 0-2, and good job there by Heim to try and sell it, but that was a little bit off. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Neto, who doubled in the first inning. 1 strikeout that first time through for DeGrom.
You know, Mike, DeGrom actually said yesterday that it was last season when he came back and pitched in those last couple of games that he realized that he really had a chance to have a successful year this year, because he did say that he felt pain-free. He was able to go into the offseason just kind of normal and just having normal spring.
Fly ball out to left, coming on for it is Langford. He'll trap it, and Neto starts the third inning with a single.
Well, Langford tried to make his third play of this road trip by sliding feet first here. This ball not hit very hard, but the Angels are doing a great job of putting the ball in play tonight. And luckily, Langford, when he realizes he can't catch it, he puts his chest in the way of the ball and knocks it down, finds it quickly.
He's been excellent out there in left field, and now Shunwell, he'll take strike 1. And there's that changeup. We've thrown a couple here tonight. It's off the plate to Rengifo. That one, beauty. To Shonowell. And comes back with a fastball. Turns ahead 0-2.
Bet we wouldn't have guessed there'd already be 10 hits in this game in the third inning. 2 All-Stars pitching.
We would absolutely not have guessed that. You know what? It's kind of funny you bring that up. Late night last night for both teams. Chopper foul. Bruce Bochy's talked so much lately about it. I think guys kind of overwork themselves, just to summarize it. And maybe we'd be a little better off if we concentrated our work just a little bit differently and played more. And so last night, Rangers, they have Sunday night baseball. They don't get in until very late last night up here to L.A. And they did not get out here early and grind. I think they moved the bus times back a little bit. Long travel day for the Angels yesterday. They left Toronto and had a heck of a time. And so they didn't even take BP today. And so to your point, 2 All-Star pitchers out there, and here we go. We got 10 hits. It's got action, got stuff going on.
I have a theory on this, and back when I played in spring training, and it wasn't that long ago.
Roller second base. They'll shovel it to second for one. Really to first, not in time. That's a heck of a turn right there to give that a chance, but it's just not hit hard enough. They'll take the out at second.
Yeah, this was going to be really tough. Shonowell gets down the line pretty good here, but this ball's not hit hard at all. It takes about 7 hops. There's nothing Simeon and Seager can do to turn that one. They needed Shonowell to fall down running to first base. But spring training used to be some of the dumbest spring training things we would ever do. Pitchers would stand in the outfield for an hour and a half and then say, hey, go throw a bullpen. Then go stand in the outfield again. And now we're going to do running. And, we're going to do PFPs. And I'm going to get in 10 reps in 1 hour. One pitcher would get in 10 reps total because you're just in a line of 20 guys. It was pretty worthless. But you worked on your stamina of standing. It was great for standing. I mean, if in spring training, pitchers were great at standing. That's what we worked on. Standing and jogging for the most part. And hitters, let's just keep them there till 4 o'clock. Why? Because we can. And they've made spring training the most efficient. Not just the Rangers, but all of baseball has made spring training very efficient now. We've made getting ready for the game the most inefficient thing I've ever seen. So we've actually changed it to, hey, let's make spring training so efficient. So when we're going to get here, we're going to do quality work, not just quantity of being in spring training. Now we've made baseball. I think these guys get here so early. They have so many things they're thinking about. They might be a little mentally fatigued by the time 7 o'clock rolls around. Instead of be an athlete, be a baseball player. How did you get here? By being a baseball player. Let's be a baseball player. I get there's all this great information. We have all these great numbers and all these great analytics. All right, let's get here at 3:30. Let's look at our pitching charts. Let's do some batting practice. Let's get in there. Let's eat something. Let's get back out here and let's be baseball players.
I like it. Sound like you've been working on that opinion.
That's a theory I've had for a while. Just getting to be around the game again, and I love it. I love this game. I love a lot of the things baseball has done. It's really weird how we decided to make spring training the most efficient thing possible in our time there, and then took the game of baseball and made it, in a way, the most inefficient thing to get ready for a 7 o'clock game.
Okay, man, here's what I would say to that. But I think your point is a good one, and it mostly mirrors what we hear from Bruce Bochy and other managers and coaches on both sides. I think that, oddly enough, it's coming from the players. This is fouled back out of play. I don't think there's a mandate or even an interest necessarily on the team side that guys are here that early or that they're doing as much hitting as they're doing or whatever. I think it comes from the hitter side feeling pressure that, well, the other guy might be outworking me. The other guy might be here earlier doing something that I need to catch up to or stay up with. And I think that same mentality, it trickles down to youth sports. Yeah. And that's why we see kids, every parent knows. They're like, we're probably asking too much of these kids, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, I can't let juniors just fall behind because everybody else is taking private lessons and playing spring and fall ball, etc., and on and on. 3-2 to Trout, and he sends that high and foul and out of play.
Well, I like all the things that we have, all the information that a player or pitcher can take in before a game. But are you taking in so much stuff and trying so many different swings, so many different things you're looking at, that then you forgot, I'm a baseball player. How did I get here? By being a baseball player, not by being a computer.
3-2, and that just missed Trout. The very good at bat works a walk.
Yeah, this was a great battle from two future Hall of Famers, and that pitch is off the dish.
Well, it is. I mean, we kind of wrap up the conversation on this. It's like anything else. Great writers need great editors.
Yeah.
Most writers, given their free reign and want to write about a certain concept, they'll write too long, and then editors edit it down and make it perfect or a lot better, more times than not. And I think the same's true when when you're trying to digest information. Listen, we all run into this. Well, you want to buy a new washer dryer because yours just conked out at home. You start looking at reviews online, and then you start worrying about all these things you didn't even know really were measurables for your washer or dryer. There's a bouncer back to the mound and a chance to turn two, and good hustle again as Taylor Ward runs that one out down the line, and the Rangers will look upstairs to see if that's worth challenging. It was close at first, and they are not going to challenge. So Shonowell's at third. Ward is safe to extend the inning.
This is a good decision by DeGrom. This is the way, if you're going to turn a double play, you got to go to second here. Man, Simeon got rid of that ball quick. Right call. Good call.
Yeah. Anyway, I think players and teams, I think they're doing their best to, they're still learning. I think everybody's still learning what information is valuable and how to present it and what's actionable. And I mean, I'll tell you this, the athletes are better.
Yeah.
These are better athletes, higher skill levels, everything. I think hitting's harder. It's so much of it, it's a phenomenal challenge right now. 1-0, and that's lifted down the right side, out of play. It's 1-1.
Once again, in this third inning, the Angels are doing a great job of making contact. It might not be the hardest contact. Obviously, we saw d'Arnaud hit the home run, but they're making contact against Jacob deGrom.
He's off the plate with a slider there, 2-1, and making him work. Just like the Rangers have been making Kikuchi work. Jacob set again. He got Adele to ground out last time. And bounces that. It's 3-1. Adele will chase a pitch, generally speaking. It is interesting that the Angels have only the one strikeout so far. And there are some guys on this team that will chase, but they're not tonight. So 3-1 to Adele. And he fouls that back.
I'm not going back to our conversation, but I will say now, one thing that you have is you have a lot of layovers and everything like that where it comes to pictures. Where I'm wondering if the Angels analytic team, I'm just wondering this, I can't prove it or not, is maybe they know something with DeGrom that he maybe does something a little bit different and they have a better idea what he's going to throw next.
For sure, yeah.
Whether it's
The teams
by
are-
hand
yep.
placement, by whatever it could be. Maybe the Angels have done a really nice job of putting together a game plan against DeGrom.
That whole science has become so sophisticated and good. It's frightening as a pitcher what they have to do to try and stay unpredictable. Runner goes, and that's ball 4 to Adele. So they are loaded up. Yeah, they do extensive studies, daily on these pitchers to try and figure out if there's a tell of some kind.
DeGrom had to change his glove this year because of it.
We see pitchers wearing long sleeves to cover up their. On. Hard to get that shutdown inning tonight for anybody.
This is going to be one of those games where whoever can battle and grind it out enough to get their team into the 6th inning with the lead is kind of the goal for both pitchers now.
Soler doubled his last time up, and he takes the slider for ball 1. He doubled on a fastball. It didn't look good against the slider.
What I'm wondering is he gets a lot of swings on that pitch, and they're not swinging at it.
I'm with you. I feel like there is something they're picking up on tonight.
And that's a healthy hack right there too, right? That wasn't like I'm confused. We see so many confused swings against DeGrom and not. Look how healthy this swing is. And luckily he missed it and it had enough break. They seem to know what he's throwing next.
1-1. And that is off the plate. 2-1. You remember in the start against Toronto earlier this year, he had no strikeouts.
Yep.
It never happened. And turns out Toronto felt like they did have something on him. 2-1. And there's a swing and a miss.
Finally, a chase out of the zone.
Yep. Precious few. They'll probably count them on one hand tonight. Well, the Angels have Shotwell at third, Ward at second, Adele at first base. DeGrom needs an out to get out of trouble in this third. And that's fouled back. Stays 2-2. The other thing is that the Rangers are going to be a little concerned at some point here on the number of pitches just this inning, the 2-2 pitch. And that just misses.
Look at that take. That's on the plate. My opinion is they know what's coming.
Well, listen, Soler's history is almost at 90 strikeouts already this year. Come on. That's normally the exact kind of thing that has him swinging out of his shoes.
He set that pitch up perfectly. He kept it on the plate the whole way. It drops right below the zone, and he took it like I knew it was a ball as soon as he threw it.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, it's all on the up and up. If you can figure out a tell, good for you. I think they have something. 3-2. That is strike 3 called, and that time just nibbles off the edge. Soler leaves the bases loaded. Ooh, doctor. Thought. mom or the kid?
The kid had a French fry. I think it was a French fry.
We'll call it a draw then. It's probably mom's French fry though. Well, fourth inning in a one-run game, and Duran takes a high strike, 1-1 the count. Zeke lined down in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Rangers with 2 in the first, 2 in the third inning so far tonight. And he swings and misses at strike 2. Timeout.
You'd love for the Rangers not only to score here, but at least have an inning where they make Kikuchi throw another 15 pitches. 1, to get his pitch count up. 2, to give Jacob deGrom a nice rest after throwing 30-plus pitches in that last inning.
Well, that time Zeke couldn't control himself and went way up after a fastball there, and a strikeout begins the fourth inning.
Well, this is a chase here. That ball's above the letters.
So, Hellman moves out to right field. That was in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Rangers' top of the order has been the damage spots today for the Rangers. Haggerty and Seager, first 2 hitters, have scored the 4 runs. Seager's driven in 2-0.
Kikuchi has been doing this game, so I'm noticing a trend here. He throws that backdoor slider with no movement, and then he goes to the slider, back foot slider. So it's like he goes to back-to-back sliders, and he sets up the one going, oh, look how bad this one is. Just a cement mixer, spinning, tries to catch the outside corner without it moving, and then he throws the same pitch, tunneling the same pitch, and then it breaking a lot back foot towards the right-hander, and that's why he's got like two foul-offs off guys' legs.
Interesting. So that the bad slider's by design.
I think so. Watching more of this game.
High fly ball out to right field, and Soler makes the catch. 2 gone. And back to the top of the order for Sam Haggerty, who has 2 infield hits tonight. He does have good speed, and that gives him the chance at infield hits, no doubt. He's also hit some balls that are difficult plays. This one a little more right at Stevens. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the fourth inning. That's the first perfect half. Ground ball on the first pitch of the inning here. And Rengifo retired one away. How about that after a 35-pitch third inning? That is a break.
Yeah, and Rengifo had a long at-bat his first time. Same results. That was a good first pitch out there. You can give Dick Bosman a little bit of credit. He's the other pitching coach. They got a win back in '96, the first ever playoff game in Rangers history.
That guy, he's been the architect of the greatest pitching seasons in Rangers history. Just a phenomenal pitching coach. And his track record with the Rangers, of course, and we'll talk all day about that, but everywhere he's been, he's had a really big effect and impact on the team's successes and individuals' successes. One of the greatest ever. Darno had a big home run back in the second inning. And of course he did. That's what he tends to do against the Rangers. Had a huge home run last year for Atlanta in Atlanta. 2-1 on the way. And this is on the ground, shortstop. Backhand pitch, Seager. Long throw, it's a beauty. In time! And they got Darno. Wow. That's a pretty good defense right there. Now you do have the catcher running, but that takes nothing away from what Seager just did.
Yeah, let's take a look at it again on our T-Mobile coverage cam. Seager with the quick step, backhand, sets his feet, throws the one-hop strike to Berger. Nice play. Some coverage.
I love it. Now Stevens takes up and in.
Nice job reaching full extension. Great job of setting that back foot. There's kind of two ways to do it. That way, or you can do it the Derek Jeter way. Which Elvis would do it the Jeter way. Yeah. On that play, Elvis would leap and throw the ball. And Seager feels more comfortable planting the back foot and throwing the ball there.
I always felt like the guys who jumped, doing the, we all call it now, the Derek Jeter, basically. Yeah. I don't think he's the only one, or the first one even to do it, but he did it a lot. But I always wondered how they got as much on the throw doing that. I feel like Seager's able to get more on the throw by planting the foot.
I feel like we need to ask Elvis that, because he could do it, and it doesn't make sense to jump and throw the ball harder,
right, or
throw the ball hard. Planting on your back foot makes all the sense in the world. That's how everybody throws the baseball.
Yeah, they don't teach you to jump and then throw.
Yeah, I don't think DeGrom right here is going to jump off the rubber to throw the ball.
It'd be interesting though. The 3-1, and there's a ground ball, shortstop again, and Seager well positioned, makes a good throw, and it's a 1-2-3 for DeGrom. So now all of a sudden we're getting these perfect in.
He leads off the 5th inning here.
Another good, healthy swing there and fouls that one off for strike one. What a night. A couple good plays defensively. The big home run. He walked his last time up. He's got a pretty strong argument right now for player of the game.
I'm with you. The Pog.
That could be our Pog tonight. That would be very meaningful to him. 1-1. That turns him off the plate. 2-1.
Boy, that ball barely missed him. In fact, I don't even really know how he got out of the way of it.
He takes one low here. 3 balls and a strike. We'll see. Kikuchi didn't really challenge him much the last time up. I think that home run got in his head a little. Let's see if he challenges him here at 3-1. You know that Seager will be ready. And he takes a slider for a strike.
I wonder if that was intentional. There's more guys that throw breaking ball to the top of the zone. That was not something you used to do, but you see it more often. I just don't know if it's intentional or just a good miss.
This is lifted out to left field. Takes Ward back nearly to the warning track. That fly ball out is first down of the 5th. Well, let's slide over here for Baylor Scott and White Health.
Get the back care you need and get back to life.
Dave, have you noticed with the Angels wearing their kind of 80s jerseys, they're trying to make it look like the Rangers are wearing 80s jerseys on their scoreboard?
I hadn't noticed that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, they have the old T on Simeon's hat, even though we're not wearing those tonight.
Yeah. It's a very subtle sell on their part.
Yeah, they have over on the other side where they have Kikuchi pitching and Simeon hitting. They have the old Rangers red T. Scoreboard has our old logo.
Well, you pointed out something interesting to me because I did not know this about these throwback nights. Because it's 80s night here, and their Angels are wearing those cool throwback unis. Right there you go. There's the T you were talking about.
Yeah.
That other scoreboard. But I didn't realize that. So the home team, of course, they decide that. But the Rangers, they have a say or don't have a say in exactly whether or not they participate?
Well, it used to be that if you were going to wear, let's say, 80s jerseys and you wanted 80s night, that the visiting team would then say, okay, call it Major League Baseball and say, hey, we need 80s jerseys for the road team. Because they wanted it to look like, let's say, a 1986 or 87 game here, and so they'd want the Rangers in those either road jerseys or the maybe Reds that they wore in the mid-'80s, the red jerseys. But I guess now you can have it where the Rangers are wearing this year's jersey versus a team wearing their 80s jersey.
It's a past meeting the future or the present.
Yeah.
Walk to Simeon.
There's the
This
old,
guy's, he's put it upside down.
Those were probably the most boring jerseys the Rangers ever had. The road 80s jerseys, the ones that maybe Nolan Ryan wore, if you're looking at that. Or it just said Texas and that was it.
Right.
All right. That's where they're from.
Well, and I get what you're saying, but depending on when you become a fan, I think those, to you, boring. To somebody who that's when their affinity for baseball began, they'd be like, oh man, it just takes me back. Those were so great.
I love the Rangers white jerseys in, let's say, the mid to late 80s. Whereas it's the powdered blue, we have the cursive Rangers across. It was just different, whereas blue.
Baseball hit hard out to left field. Ward angling back, and he'll make the catch. Well, that thing might have had some overspin on it or something. Because instead of carrying deeper, it seemed like it started to dive down.
Yeah, I think Garcia's even a little bit confused. Ward took a different route to this. He does get to the ball up at 95 above the zone. Crushed it at 105, but to your point, it had to have some sort of knuckleball or topspin to it. Because it didn't have the backspin carry.
Now Langford and Kikuchi starts him low. Kikuchi has passed the 90 pitch threshold for the night. Rangers have just pummeled him. It's body blow after body blow. 31 pitches in the first inning. That was the first real indication of what kind of a night it would be. Langford chases one up here. It's 1-1. A one-run game. Pitch, that's low. That was interesting, that note there about Kikuchi allowing 4 runs tonight. The first time since April that has happened to him. And it's been a heck of a run for him. We talked about that earlier. He is their all-star representative this year. 2-1. And that's low and in. Langford is lined out and popped out.
Good hitters count. I said you can look off speed here if you want. He throws a fastball, you just take it, and it'd be 3-2. He got a slider 2-0 his last time.
Well, let's see. He got the slider. Looked like he was looking for it.
Kikuchi's, the scouting report is all right for Kikuchi. At least we know. We'll see if as the series progresses, if you fall behind on Langford, go off speed. Now this is an even count. I can't tell you here what he's going to throw. He got a good swing and miss there on that slider. Probably going back to it.
Payoff. He did try it again. Question is, how many times can you keep going back to that same pitch?
Well, hopefully he makes a mistake and Langford makes him pay for it.
Yeah, all you have to do is leave that up just a little bit. And that's 3 straight. He hasn't really thrown the fastball for a strike a whole lot tonight. So you would think slider. First, they'll chase Simeon back. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third. And for Kikuchi, this may well be it for him tonight. He has crossed the 100 threshold several times this year. 3-2. And he strikes out Langford with a curveball. And that ends the inning. The Rangers leave a man on. We are halfway there tonight. pitches needed in the fourth. Third time around now is Zach Neto is the batter, and he'll take a curveball up around the shoulders. DeGrom had only 76 pitches despite that lengthy third inning. That's fouled back. Look out. Whoa, doctor.
Man, Kennedy Landry. She was in Minnesota next to Jared Sandler.
Oh. Hey,
almost
they're okay. Sean McFarland. That one split McFarland and Kennedy. Woo. And now Sean's taking a picture of the dent it left in the wall right behind his head. Ay, ay, ay. That was coming in hot. 2-1. And that's a strike.
Here's my thought on DeGrom. When he's in the windup, they don't know what's coming. When he's in the stretch, there's a tell. I don't know what it is, but my opinion is when he gets in the stretch, they see something that tells him what he's throwing.
High in the air, right field. Coming in, Garcia. Berger going out, and Berger, I don't know, maybe there just wasn't very much communication there. But I kept thinking, like, that's got to be Garcia's ball, right?
Yeah, Berger must have not hurt him. I think Garcia makes the catch, but Berger's a big guy, and you don't want to get hurt. And I think right at the end here, Garcia has it. You see him kind of tail off at the last second. He doesn't take those too hard strides.
I don't see him calling for it, though. Dímelo.
No, he didn't call it.
So 2-2. It's a long foul ball. Now I'm hoping to finish off Neto right here. And did he get him on the swing? He did. Neto strikes out, and that is the third strikeout tonight.
Well, we get a chase. Neto not happy. Out of the zone. We have not seen the Angels do that when DeGrom's in the stretch. That's right on the borderline. That can go either way.
It's close. I think he did. And I'll tell you why. He's wearing the wrong uniform. There's a swing and a miss by Shanoel. So, one out here in the fifth inning. We're not happy about it. That's downstairs. And of course, you remember in the third inning, that 35-pitch inning, it ended when Soler took strike three called on the outside corner. And it was, I mean, very much a borderline pitch. So, I think the Angels feel like they have a couple of gripes here tonight. And that strikeout I'm talking about of Soler in the third inning, that began a stretch now of 5 in a row retired by DeGrom. So maybe he's dialed it back in a little bit here. That's the pitch he wants, the 1-2. And Shanoel shoots it down the left side, slicing away foul, and that one just beyond the reach of Langford.
Great effort. I was a little bit concerned. I'm glad I saw the replay there. As Langford, when he started pulling up, it looked a little awkward, just a misstep. But you know, you talked about how forward he runs, powerful he runs. I'm sure it's not easy to shut it down quickly.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of caught there, like just like going to a slide. How close is that wall? 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Fastball right past Shanoel. For the second out of the inning, back-to-back strikeouts.
All right. Getting chase in this fifth inning. This one on the fastball, let her high. Four-seamer executes the pitch, and Shanoel can't catch up to it.
So now it's Mike Trout. DeGrom off the plate with a slider. Got an interesting note from Blake Wary great statistician here locally. About that 35-pitch inning for DeGrom. 1-1 the count. It was the 4th time in his career that he'd gone 35 or more pitches in an inning. The last time was in 2019, prior to his Rangers existence. He has not allowed a run in 3 of the 4 instances, which is unusual. You figure you get a guy at 35 pitches, you probably got to him.
You might have scored a couple runs and looking for a big inning. And so 3 out of 4 times.
3 out of 4 times are goose egg innings.
75% of the time I throw 35 pitches, I don't give up a run. My name's Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah. There's no way to get me. 1-2 to Trout. And Trout lines that out to left field. That drops in. All right, so now we're going to test your theory of base hit.
Yeah.
Trout is on, and that means DeGrom will have to go into the stretch.
We'll see. He was getting chase and quick outs in the 4th inning and here in the 5th inning. And the pitch count is getting up. So with DeGrom, he's not going into the 6th. I'm pretty sure of that. But they want to get him through this 5th inning here.
Yeah, and I think, see, there's activity now as Armstrong going in the Rangers bullpen. They had Webb going a couple innings ago. So they're prepared. Now he's certainly earned the right as a veteran and a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, etc., the ace of his staff. He has earned the respect of his coaching staff, his manager, to try and get through this 5th inning. Mike Maddox gives him a couple of words and heads back. What a weird night for Jacob. Loach poised and ready up there on that top step. Ward the batter, and a swing and a miss. Now, here's the thing about Ward. He's probably the best hitter in this lineup for this first half of the season. 5th in the American League in homers, 4th in RBIs. He does strike out a ton. And strike pitch. And it's fouled back. And the count quickly 0-2. About 100 strikeouts coming in.
I'm interested if you throw a chase slider here below the zone if he chases.
Check of the runner. The 0-2. But the fastball extremely high.
Yeah.
I said, all right, Bassick, what if I did the exact opposite of that? I throw him a chase fastball way up.
He's really set up. He's really going to change the eyesight here if he goes down.
Yeah.
Goes above the head to below the feet.
Here it comes. Yeah, it's foul off. Fastball again. So just trying to outpower Taylor Ward. Two outs, Trout the runner at first, and DeGrom's pitch. A swing and a miss, and he did get him on the slider. Ward went off the plate, and DeGrom strikes out the side of the 5th inning.
But DeGrom strikes out the side, the first one on the check swing slider, the next one on the fastball up, and the 3rd out of the 5th inning. He goes with the chase slider and gets it. The Rangers are up 4-3.
here for the Angels as we have moved this thing to the 6th inning.
Well, not much to look at there.
He called today from AAA Salt Lake. And he goes to work here on Jonah Heim. It'll be Heim, Berger, and Duran. 4-3 Rangers on top. It's his second stint with a big club this year. And Medeiros misses just off the plate. 2-0. His last appearance was back in April, late April. He was used in long relief in a game against Minnesota. The slider off the plate. He goes 3-0 here, so probably not the way he wanted to start this one.
I would take here.
I think I might as well. And Heim does just that, and he'll walk on 4 pitches. So we welcome Medeiros back to the big leagues. Rangers happy to see him. It's a nice way to start things, and we'll see if the Angels are looking to use him for some length tonight or not. As I mentioned, I mean, that's how he's been used in the past. That's ball 5 and not even close.
They called it a strike.
They called a strike. What in the world? So he doesn't go 5 straight misses. I mean, he did, but he got the call on that one. Well, Berger fouls that one away. It's 0-2.
Well, this is a badly missed call here. This would have started off the count 1-0. Instead, it's 0-2 now.
But that was right at our umpire, Brock Ballew's eyes. It's off the plate. 1-2. This ain't off the plate. It's nearly off the planet. Missed by feet. Whoop, whoop. Setting up outside. And there's a swing and a miss. And they got Berger to chase. That strikeout is the first down of the inning. And that's been a problem for Jake.
Well, this one's way outside. Starts off outside and stays outside.
Those are tough to hit.
Yeah.
And now Josh Smith batting for Duran. The Rangers go to the bench. Sixth inning of a 1-run game. Expect the Rangers bullpen to make an appearance in the bottom of the 6th inning. Smith loses his helmet on his first swing. A little conversation between DeGrom and Mike Maddox going on down there in the dugout, and that's looks like a postmortem.
Yeah, 90-plus pitches. I can't imagine he's going back out there. 95.
Yeah. Probably not the most pleased he's been this year. Armstrong pretty much done. I'm sure he's ready to go whenever that time comes. Hopefully it won't be for a while. 1-1, and Smith takes outside, and this guy is really having trouble throwing strikes. I really would not be looking to swing right now if I'm a Rangers hitter until you see maybe 2 strikes in an at bat. It's fouled away, 2-2. So Smith batting for Duran here. And Bruce Bochy has Evan Carter out in the on-deck circle. Looks like he would hit for Hellman. So I'm sensing this might be the moment. And that's probably pretty good sense, right? Against a rookie. It's up and out. And it's 3-2.
I trust Josh Smith making contact, but I don't want to accidentally give this guy a free out. So I'm going to hold Heim here.
Yes, I'm with you. that one almost hit Smith. It might have.
It did.
Yep. Throws aside the bat. Hit by the pitch. So the Rangers have a couple of base runners, a walk and a hit batter. Only the strikeout of Berger this inning.
Well, he gets around this sweeper and, oof, that can't feel great. That kind of hip bone area.
Yeah. Hopefully it hit the belt. The belt maybe gave him a little bit of cushion. So they'll have a...
Josh is one of the few guys that just wears the... he doesn't wear a leather belt. He wears that one where it's kind of... I call it a minor league belt, or a one...
Oh, that sort of elasticy thing.
Yeah, you can see his right there. That he doesn't wear a leather belt. He wears the one where even if it hits his belt, it's not going to help too much.
Right. Just the leather around the latching part of the belt.
Yeah.
All right, so short conversation on the mound for the rookie.
Are you surprised here in a one-run game, if I'm looking in their bullpen and I'm seeing it right, that they don't have anybody playing catch right now?
I'm kind of shocked. But it makes me think that this idea of Medeiros being in there is about him going multiple innings.
Yeah.
But it's a one-run game. They've played in some heartbreakers lately, but boy, oh boy. Carter, the hitter, and he fouls that one back. Carter's batting for Hellman here, and he takes strike two, so he's taking my approach, which probably really is bad advice. Take my approach on anything, it's probably a bad idea, but he did take two strikes, so now he's got to protect you, and he does not. That is right in there. So Medeiros picks up his second strikeout. And the lineup turns over. Haggerty will head to the plate, and we're excited for Kia. Free base runners, but two strikeouts. And Haggerty, a little late on the fastball there, fouls off strike one. Sam been on twice tonight, couple of infield hits. On his way inside. 1-1. All right, look at that. I mean, I'm surprised that the numbers are that similar, balls and strikes.
Well, that Berger at bat and Carter at bat.
High, slow chopper, first base side, and that's a fair ball. No, it's not. Off his foot. I was wondering why Haggerty wasn't moving out of the box. So the Angels, of course, they're without Ron Washington. Right, he's 73 years old, the oldest manager in the big leagues, and he was placed on medical leave on June 20th. And then about a week later, Perry Minasian said that he will not be managing for the rest of the year. Ray Montgomery, his bench coach, took over and fouled away, and has managed the team since then. And there you see, so it was June 20th, that first day where it was revealed he was having health issues, and then on June 28th, he's on medical leave for the rest of the year. Our good friend Ron Washington still holds a really big spot in Rangers history, as that is high, 2-2. And so Ray Montgomery since then, and kind of been a bumpy ride. Some frustrations among the fan base since then. There's a ground ball down to first, and they're going to take the force out at second to win the inning. Shonowell going to second base, and the inning is done. So Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, Smith stays in the game at third base defensively, and Evan Carter, who hit last inning as well, he will take over in center field.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be Adele, Soler, and Rengifo this inning for the Angels. And this one right back up the middle. Semien was there waiting for it, though. Throws out Adele, one away. Gold Glover, part of it is his ability with the glove. Part of it is the positioning. Soler, the hitter, he is 1 for 2. He struck out looking in a fairly epic at bat in the third inning. And was not at all happy about the strike 3 call. We'll take off the plate here, ball 1.
But it was really close. I think the ball caught the zone. I mean, it wasn't much of the ball.
One 0 pitch, and that one right in there for a strike.
Here's the big pitch with the bases loaded. They didn't change the call after he argued.
No.
I guess he got a free one there.
Yeah, Armstrong would like to argue that one.
Yeah. How about that? There. Free ball for you, Soler.
All even. Armstrong's 2-1. And that ball's hit hard. He got underneath it. High in the air out to center. And Carter gets his first chance of the night. He makes good on it. 2 away. Let's hear from Rally House.
Play ball, Texas. Shop the latest in Rangers style with your favorite.
Now Rengifo. Armstrong feels a little low. Trying to manage, work that bottom of the zone.
Well, as the sun goes down here, it's nighttime. You got to hit the ball, I think, about 10 feet further to get the ball out of here now.
That one's not going to get out. Drops in, though, for a hit for Rengifo. His first of the night. You're right.
I thought that Soler ball was hit pretty well, and it didn't have much carry to it. And then I have to remember at nighttime, the ball doesn't carry as well as it does in those first few innings here. I'm not saying the ball carries great in the first few innings, but I don't know what it is. When the sun goes down, it just seems to kind of dense in the air here.
Yeah, I think that's scientifically.
Yeah,
that's what they say. It just kind of dents in the air a little. Here's the first pitch strike to d'Arnaud. Right, it's like 2 different ballparks over the course of a game. I mean, you feel like if you build an early lead here, you should have the advantage of being able to hold the other team down a little bit. At least get that help. Fastball just off the plate, 1-1. Probably how you padded your numbers in the big leagues, pitching late in ballparks like this.
I asked him when it was nighttime, I said, could you guys turn the lights off? It really helped me out.
That's going too far, Mike. Because your fielders wouldn't be able to see. d'Arnaud 1 for 2. Turn the lights on. I mean, it just dimmed him a little bit, right? Armstrong's 1-2. And that's lifted out to left center. Will it carry? Well, pretty far. Hits the base of the fence. Rengifo got a good start with 2 outs. He will score. And d'Arnaud's done it again. Just missed getting it out. But it was good enough to tie this game at 4. 2-out double.
Let's see, just breaking ball there that stays in the middle of the zone. It's hit well. Man, I was wondering where Carter was, but on the replay, he was shaded big time in opposite field. So he had a long way to run. I didn't check Carter before the pitch was thrown. When the ball was hit, I thought, well, Carter's going to get to that. But on the replay, it showed where Carter was at.
And so, d'Arnaud out there at second base. Now Lamont Wade Jr. will bat here for Stevens. Could not quite check up his swing there.
Well, that takes DeGrom out of the winning pitcher situation.
Yeah. I'm not sure we mentioned. I think they've not turned the pitch clock on. There we go. So our plate umpire stopped things there for a moment. Now the clock is working. One strike pitch and a swing and a miss. So that's interesting, though, as you point out, DeGrom now no longer a chance to win the ball game. The Rangers are, 9 games under 500 in games he does not pitch. They're 12-5, or were 12-5 in games in which he did pitch. And this one lined to center field. That's a base hit. They're going to go ahead and send d'Arnaud. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. They'll go to second. And now they've got Wade in a rundown, and they'll tag him out. But the go-ahead run scores. Wade rifled one out there to center field. The gutsy send to d'Arnaud gives the Angels the 5-4 lead.
He's finding his way in the major leagues as a relief pitcher now.
You get Seager to swing right through strike one. Kevin Newman will take over at third base here in the 7th inning. He's batting out of the 9th spot of the order, and there's a swing and a miss. And just like that, it's 0-2 on Seager. It's lined into center, though. So, got one to hit. Seager. That's his second hit of the day. He's on for the third time. He's had a good game.
Well, the Rangers needed this leadoff guy on, and that's a great job by Corey Seager. Look how he goes down and gets this lefty-on-lefty breaking ball and drives it back up the middle at 106 miles an hour.
Well, now first pitch swinging, ground ball to shortstop. Newman to second, one. On to first from Rengifo, and it's in time. 6-4 to 3, and that's a big double play.
Boy, watch how hard Neto throws this ball here to make it an easy double play for Rengifo. And gets him by a whole half step there.
So Adolis Garcia and a big curveball. Misses. Ball one. 5-4. Angels on top. They about hit the Rangers 8-7. Garcia kicks on the inside corner. 1-1. Well, no, Adolis. Change the game in a blink of an eye. Fastball a little bit high there. So 2-1 the count. These are big games for both these teams. Both teams a little on the periphery right now, the wild card chase. And we're edging closer and closer to the trade deadline where teams are going to have to make a decision on do they want to lean in a little bit more, thinking they've got a chance to sneak in with a wild card? Or do they want to sell, or where are they?
This is the tough thing is you say, well, okay, you've only played 90 games, but Chris Young has to make a decision here pretty soon if they're going to go after it or not. So, yeah, there's time to make up, but at the same time, you have to prove to ownership and the leadership of your organization that you're worth going after it in August and September, or is it time to do something different?
This one's popped up back behind the plate. So yeah, two teams right next to each other in the standings. The Rangers 11 back of Houston, the Angels 11.5 back. Both of them hovering right around 500, keep teasing their fan bases, like getting to that number, but not really over it. 2-2. Garcia smashes one high in the air to center. But he got underneath it a little bit, and Joe Adell makes the catch. The inning is over, so the Rangers come up empty. Well, he's got to keep this a one-run game. Angels just scored 2 last inning, and there's a big swing and a miss at the breaking ball. It'll be Neto, Shonowell, and Mike Trout.
I'll tell you what I've been impressed about these Angels tonight. They are committed to their swing. When they swing, it doesn't look like they've had too many swings where they've been fooled on. Look like they're seeing the ball well, have a good approach.
I'm with you. There's something simple about what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's strike 3 called, and Neto goes down looking. Just as you sing their praises, strike out looking. But I just don't feel like we've seen too many swings where they've guessed incorrectly.
Yeah. It's a team that, look, I didn't think much of coming into this season. I thought they'd be around the 90 to 100 loss mark or more. And they're playing around 500 baseball.
I'd say one of the more pleasant surprises in the American League, certainly in the West. They have surprised to the upside. And I don't know if surprise is the right word, is Shonowell lifts one into short left field. Here comes Langford in, and he'll make the catch. It's probably just unfair to say about Houston that they have surprised to the upside. But what I would say about Houston is that they have excelled beyond, I think, most people's expectations. I think most people give them the respect and say you still have to, go through Houston in this division, etc. I don't think anybody could have seen them being 20-plus games over 500 right now.
They lost Kyle Tucker. They lost Alex Bregman. It just looked like, okay, it's kind of coming to a close. They haven't had Alvarez for most of the year, and when he has played, it hasn't been productive. They just know how to win. Let's just face it. They know how to win baseball games. You can look at all of these numbers and say, well, they shouldn't have as many wins. Well, guess what? So what about those numbers? How do I win 9 innings? How do I win late in games? How do I win the early part of the game to give myself a lead to hold on to? The Astros, for about a decade now, are the best in baseball at doing it.
I don't think you could argue it. You could, but
they've changed managers multiple times. That hasn't mattered. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned some of the names of big-time players who have left. I mean, guys like Correa and Springer and Verlander, and I mean,
they had Garrett Cole for a little bit.
And of course, they will be next on the list for the Rangers after they're done here in Anaheim. That's where they go, is to Houston. Trout takes low, and it's a full count. Angels up 1. Time running short tonight, and Webb's pitch. There's a swing, and that one is lined foul. Rattles around that box down there. Mike Trout, 14 home runs now this year. 33 RBIs up to the moment. Not surprisingly, among the top 10 in the league in walks. And he shoots that down the right side and slicing away foul.
There hasn't been as much action to right field as left field today.
No doubt. They're very quiet out there. Now, you were pointing out in that break some of these Rangers fans. Every time a foul ball goes into the stands, I feel like there are 2 or 3 Rangers fans right there. They're scattered all throughout the stadium tonight.
I wonder how much live here or how much are just taking a nice vacation to the Los Angeles, Anaheim area.
That's a good fastball. Strike 3 called, and Trout can't believe it. Another complaint from these Angels hitters, and Ray Montgomery showing a little heat as well. And it's a 1-2-3-7.
Well, Jacob Webb
Langford. You cannot argue balls and strikes. And Ray Montgomery was doing just that from the dugout, and so he got run. And so now we're to the 8th inning in a 1-run game.
Do you think he said that's 3 times you've missed down, but 1 time you missed and you gave it to Soler, so I did like that one.
That's you know what? That is probably what he was saying. There's a strike. 0-2.
Disagreed with 4 of them. 3 of them hurt us. The other one I really liked when you missed it.
Yeah. Langford takes one off the plate. So Bachman is a new pitcher here. Sam Bachman, a right-hander, 25 years old. Third relief pitcher of the night, and that breaking ball misses outside. Langford 0 for 3. Heim would be next. He's had a really good night. That ball is in the air left field. Ward coming in and makes the catch. All away. So here's Jonah. He's been on 3 times today. Walked his last time up. Had a couple of base hits. Rangers got 2 in the first, 2 in the 3rd inning today. But as has been all too often the case, that one's foul. The offense kind of shut down after a little early offensive showing. They've had 1 hit since that 3rd inning.
Yeah, you thought when they brought in the reliever Medeiros in the 6th, they're going to get him now. You look at Shonwell there at first. They are playing the line on first base here, so they don't want to give up a double down the line, and almost played it into an easy out. So you'll see Langford when he came up. Stevens, the 3rd baseman, was playing on the line, so they giving you a little bit of a hole there in between 1st and 2nd right now, making sure the ball doesn't get down the line.
This one is up the middle, right there for shortstop Neto. Another good swing by Jonah, but unfortunately that one results in an out. And the Rangers are down to their final 4 outs tonight. And before Berger bats, let's hear from Globe Life.
For more than 100 years, Globe Life has consistently protected.
That sharply foul the other way. Strike 1. Jake does hit the ball hard. I mean, that's when it makes contact. It is very hard contact. And he had a great series against the Angels back home. The series the Rangers swept, but tonight 0 for 3, and he has struck out 2 times, and he's been chasing again tonight. That's been a problem. Strikeout numbers, especially versus the walk numbers, is a stark contrast between the two. Bachman with a long hold, and he gets Berger to foul that one off his foot. For Berger, it's 8 walks against 69 strikeouts.
Ooh.
That is a pretty dramatic ratio.
Well, we saw him chase about a foot off the plate on one of the strikeouts earlier.
The 0-2. He lays off that one. 1-2 the count. I think there's been some suspicion with some of these Rangers hitters that they're getting caught up in the moment and just trying to be the hero when you're not getting hits. Now there's a swing and a miss. That one gets away. Berger's got to run. He's got a chance, and he gets down there. Well, he strikes out, but reaches on the wild pitch. He almost didn't run. That one got far enough away from d'Arnaud that he was gifted first base.
I thought Darno had a little bit more time to throw the ball. You watch Darno, he slides to catch the ball here, and he throws off balance, falling back, and can't make an accurate throw, and he really didn't have much more time. He had to make a perfect throw there, and a quick throw.
Josh Smith. And he hits that one hard, out into right field. Now we'll see if Berger can race around the bases. Beasley's been waving him the whole way. Here he comes. The throw will not even come to the plate. Smith with the RBI double, and he's tied this game at 5. Tell you what, that was the best strikeout of the night for the Rangers.
Josh Smith coming through here, trying to go fastball away. He misses in, and Smith pulls it down the line. And this is that curvature of an outfield, which takes a little bit of time to play, and Berger running hard the whole way. Beasley sending the whole way. Berger scoring easy. Brand new ball game.
Yeah, we've said it a number of times. He can move. He does hustle. And Bachman's night comes to a close. Weekly to the right side of the infield.
Thank you,
and
Rangers.
that ends the inning. Now, listen, Rangers take the opportunity. Sometimes you just got to use your speed, your God. strike. Both these teams have played a number of low-scoring games, very close games lately. Angels fans probably twitching on their couches right now watching this one. They were just swept by Toronto, 3 one-run decisions. And a big story for them this year, just losing the close games. It's fouled off, strike 2 on Taylor Ward. I don't know if they have a whole lot on the Rangers, though, because I feel like the Rangers have faced a lot of these very same types of games lately.
Yeah. Talk about the Astros earlier. They win all these games.
They do.
They figure out how to win these games. It's up to the Rangers to figure these ones out if they want to make the playoffs this year.
High pop up right side of the infield, and that's going to be playable for Semien. Our first out of the inning. It's good to get that guy back into the dugout. It brings up Joe Adell. Martin has been a really successful high leverage pitcher last couple of years around Major League Baseball, recently with the Boston Red Sox. This now his second tour of duty with the Rangers. Grew up in Arlington watching the Rangers as a kid. And he fires that one in for a strike to Joe Adell. Adell is grounded out twice and walked. Just missed the inside corner. His 34th game, and in all of them, he has entered in the 7th inning or later. And this one's lined out to right field. Here comes Garcia, and he'll make the chest-high grab. Off the bat, that looked like a little bit of trouble. It's just another out.
Well, he hits it hard, but as a pitcher, we love the atom balls. 97 off the bat, and that's right at him. Garcia's got it.
No problem. So 2 gone now in the 8th. And that ball's in the air out to the right side corner, and again out of play. That area has had some opportunities tonight. They didn't keep those back in play. So everybody returns. By the way, 9th inning. Rangers will have the top of the order coming. Haggerty, Seager, and Semien.
Do they keep in Burke for the first 2 hitters?
You would think. A little low, 1-1 on Soler. Five to score. Mm. 2-1. Mentioned earlier, Soler will swing and miss. He has 88 strikeouts so far this year. It's always been a big part of his game. He does have power, though, too. Well, those numbers are down a little bit. Oh, pretty keen eye, boy. I mean, these have been some close pitches. Man.
Well, I wonder if arguing and complaining and getting thrown out got a ball there.
There you go. Okay. Now the fans will, no doubt voice their displeasure, but I mean, that was definitely a strike.
Could have been strike 3. Be happy it's only strike 2.
Infield is back. Martin usually comes right after guys, and he gets a ground ball here, shortstop. Seager throws out Soler, 1-2-3, 8th inning, so he does his job when we come back. 9th inning.
to win in the bottom of the ninth.
Fourth most saves in Major League history. And it's like that shoulder's cranky the way it just kind of ratcheted that up. He'll pitch to Haggerty here, batting from the left side. And Haggerty takes strike one.
I know extra innings usually don't go too extra. I'm interested here that maybe you could have used Burke for a couple hitters just in case you go extra to save Jansen.
And this one sharply up the middle. Neto bobbles and has no play. Haggerty's on again. And once again, an infielder for the Angels had a chance to make a play but did not. And this one will likely go down as an error. Wow.
Well, the reason that Haggerty's on is once he hits this ball, he rucks it. He takes off. And once Neto picks it up, it's too late.
So now Haggerty will draw their attention over at first base. Wow. That is a massive break at this stage of this game. And this one hit sharply on the ground, second base. It could turn into two, and it does. So just like that, they cover up the mistake with a 4-6-3 twin killing.
That's twice in this game the Rangers have got the leadoff guy on late. In the seventh inning, Seager got on, and then a double play. And then this inning, it was by an error, but you got the leadoff guy on and immediately erased.
Well, all is not lost. Semien still with a chance. And he bounces that foul. Strike one. Marcus 0 for 3 today. Reached on a walk. 5-5 game, ninth inning. And Jansen's next offering pulled foul. Jansen signed with the Angels a one-year deal. Long-time Dodger. Was drafted and developed as a catcher. Became a reliever and one of the best ever. This is low there. 1-2. Curacao. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is strike three called. He gets his one and only strikeout of the inning. Works around the error. So he'll deal with Rengifo to open the inning. Rengifo is trying to end it on one swing right there. In all likelihood, that's not really how the game would end. Rengifo does. I mean, he can hit a home run. Just about anybody wearing a Major League uniform can hit a home run. It's just not his game. He did have a big hit earlier tonight in the 6th inning. 1 for 3, has scored a run.
I'm pretty sure that where Langford's playing, he knows he's not going to hit an opposite field home run because he's playing very shallow.
Martin ahead 0-2, and trying to get him to go after that cutter upstairs.
The tough thing in this situation is Garcia's playing very deep in right field. He's playing no doubles, so there can be that little blooper that falls into right field.
Rengifo stays alive. So yeah, I mean, Garcia way back there in right. It is kind of a tricky outfield. The rounded corners and all. Oh my. 2-2. Martin goes back to the rosin bag. Those rounded walls in the corner, they just end up, it seems like, lengthening the amount of time that the ball's on the ground in the corners.
Yeah, it's kind of like the NASCAR effect. You got to wait for it to come around the curve.
This one out to the alley in left center field. That gets down, and it's a whole mess of trouble. Rengifo into second, and he will slam on the brakes. A leadoff double in the 9th inning.
Well, he hits this ball hard into the gap. Carter playing straight up deep. Langford playing shallow. And it's a double. And luckily, the Rangers get the ball in time to hold it to a double.
Yeah, he wasn't taking that for granted, Rengifo. Now Mike Maddox going to the mound. This game, at this point now, this is going to be a tough loss for whomever takes the loss here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great win. Well, these are challenging times, especially the Rangers on the road for this 10-gamer to end the first half. After a bit of a struggle in this first half. They just dropped that series in San Diego last night. Well, you can say they've been bitten by bad luck, whatever.
As I've been told, you make your own luck.
Yeah.
Start living off luck, you're going to be living a bad life.
And you're exactly right.
Now, we are at the 8th-hole hitter. 211 hitter coming in, 4 home runs coming in. Darno's hit his 5th home run tonight. He's hit his 5th home run for the season. Would you think about bunting here? He went and talked to the third base coach.
I'm going to ask you a different question about that. I don't. No, I'm not into it if I'm the Angels. If he fouls off strike one, because he's Babe Ruth against the Rangers, and I know that's silly. His run doesn't matter to me. If I'm the Rangers, take it a slightly different direction. I'm half tempted just to put him on and set up double play.
Okay.
I just put him up first.
He swung that like he was trying to hit opposite field.
And then he takes a strike. It's 0-2. Okay, well, you've got the count leverage now, so you go for it. He is a type of hitter who concerns me, though.
Well, and here's what's concerning is the way he swung that first one. That was a great pitch of going hard in. Does he change his approach with 2 strikes and not try to shoot the ball the other way? Because in might be the right pitch. Oh, great pitch.
Yeah, chases strike 3, and the tag put on him by Heim, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, he goes with the off speed below the zone and gets the strikeout. Heim makes the tag. Great job using your glove and your body to block the ball. Big first out.
That's huge. So one away, and he does not advance Rengifo. Kevin Newman came in the 7th inning defensively, gets his first at bat of the night. And he hits this one on the ground into left field. That's a base hit. Rengifo will be stopped at third. Langford was way in, preparing for that exact eventuality. And it keeps the run from scoring, but now the pressure really on here. The winning run is just 90 feet away.
Well, this ball's hit in between third and short. Langford gets the ball in quick. They were not sending there. Now you got to bring the infield in. You got to bring the outfielders in.
And now the Rangers will put Neto on for the intentional pass. That loads the bases. Again, his presence means nothing in this game. And even moving Newman to second base is meaningless. The only guy that matters is at third base. Here comes Bruce Bochy. So it'll be a bases loaded spot as Martin will leave. Shonowell, the left-handed batter, coming up. And I believe Robert Garcia will be coming in. No, it will be Hobie Milner. Oh, what a spot for the side-arming lefty. Here he comes in a 5-5 game.
Outfield in.
It really is a ground ball, but this is lined out over first and foul. Strike one.
Well, like you said, it's strike one. Off the bat, I was pretty worried that it was going to be a fair ball.
Well, you weren't the only one seeing that one fair off the bat. So every fan in the ballpark. There's a chopper to first base. That's foul. Well, Shonowell up there aggressively looking to put this ball in play. Rengifo the potential winning run at third base. Newman at second. Neto at first. You see Shonowell good in these spots, although it's been a quiet night for him tonight. Everybody in, and that is low.
Good try. Tried to get a chase. You can still try another time or two.
Up, be ready again. The 1-2 pitch, and that's fouled off. He's kind of hard to square up.
He is. Give Shonwell credit on these last two. Laying off and then fouling off a tough pitch.
And that's the man waiting on deck. Another reason why you'd like that ground ball. Here's the 1-2, and it's in the dirt.
Well, we've seen Milner surprise us, and at times here you wouldn't think change up, but he might throw a change up. He might go with the heater inside. This is the tough thing about Milner. He's gotten guys out in so many different ways. What's he going to go to here?
Well, he goes change up, and it's just low. And it's just tightening the screws on him. This is your action pitch. Here it is. And that's the ball game. A bases loaded walk to Shonwell. And the Angels win this one 6-5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. They had just been swept in Toronto in 3 one-run losses. And you can see frustration in that Rangers dugout. Man, oh man. Just can't seem to find a way.
No, this is the Rangers season.
All right, well, Angels take the opener tonight, 6